Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today's tutorial was inspired by the amazing Jordan hands. I was searching for a reference photo of a skull on Google and came across this photo from her World of Warcraft inspired skull tutorial that she created last Halloween. I really liked the layout of the skull and decided to use this as a guide when creating the layout on my face. I like the fact that she drew the teeth quite far out, giving the look a more three-dimensional feel. So to start, I'm taking a white eyeliner pencil. You can use whatever colour you like, but I find that white is easier to cover. And then I'm just sketching the layout of the skull onto my face. As well as using the photo as my guide, I'm also feeling around my face and feeling where my bones are to make sure the hollows of the skull are in the right place. Make sure you do this as well, as this will give your skull placement a more realistic positioning. Don't worry if you go wrong, because the pencil can easily be wiped off. The outlines can be quite rough, as we'll be painting them in later. So to paint my face, I'm taking Snazaroo water activated paint in white and a flat paintbrush and painting everywhere on my face there would be a bone colour, so that would be the forehead, bridge of my nose, cheekbones, chin and the teeth. I went over this a few times for extra coverage, making sure there were no brush strokes I left behind. This is a good opportunity to clean up the lines that you created with the eyeliner. So now I'm taking another Snazaroo face paint in the shade black, and I'm using a fine detailer brush to outline the hollows of my face. You can do this with a liquid eyeliner if you don't have any type of face paint, but I opted for the face paint as I had it there in my hand. Just make sure you're not using any alcohol activated paints around your eyes, as if this gets in your eyes it will sting. So after I've outlined everything, I'm just starting to fill it all in and making sure it's as black as possible, because you really want that hollow sunken in effect. So now I'm taking my white paint again and I'm starting to paint on the teeth. Now I've never drawn teeth before, so I was kind of just rolling with it and seeing how it turned out. The easiest way I can describe how to draw them is like upside down teardrop shapes. I'm also filling this in with a lighter hand because I wanted the white to be a bit more washed out, so I'm using more water and less paint. Once your teeth are all on, it's time to outline them and shade in the rest of the areas that have any skin showing. So again, I'm using the same black paint and the same brush that we used earlier, and I'm just going around the teeth and down past each individual tooth to separate them. So now I'm jumping into the Zoeva Cool Spectrum palette and I'm taking these two shades. One is black and the other is more of a grey tone shade. My camera actually cut out when I started doing this and missed me shading my brow bone. But all I'm taking is a shader brush and outlining the black parts, making sure to leave a little bit of white in between to make it more dimensional. I'm also using my fingers to blend and smudge it out. I realised later on that I didn't really like the shading on my brow bone, so I tried covering it with a white eyeshadow, which was a huge fail, so I then go back in with a white paint and paint over it. I wanted to leave this in to show you how easy it is to cover something should you make a mistake. So as the paint is drying, I'm starting to work on the shading around my teeth. I'm using an angled brush to do this, and making sure it's darker where the teeth meet and more blended as it's coming up towards the nose. This is all personal preference, guys. It all depends how much shading you want on your skull. I knew I wanted it quite grey tone, so I wanted a lot of shading to get more of a realistic feel. When shading above your brow bone, you want to feel with your fingers where your bone dips and follow that as a guide. I also shaded on each side of my forehead. Your fingers are great tools to help do this. So now I'm starting to shade onto the teeth, and I'm using the same colours as we did earlier, and I'm using a pencil brush to do this. I'm just dusting the colour over the teeth to give them more of a worn effect, making sure that the teeth towards the back are darker and then gradually getting lighter as you get to the front of the teeth. Now I'm taking some liquid liner. This one is by NYX, and I chose this because it has a very fine brush which makes it perfect for this type of look, and I'm using this to outline the teeth and give a raised appearance like an actual skull. I'm also creating little cracks in the teeth. And now I'm just going in and creating the little cracks in our skull. So again, I'm using the liner to do this as it will give a sharper finish, making the cracks look more realistic. Now you can position these wherever you want. I was just going for it and pop them in anyway. But make sure they are joining onto the hollows of your skull so it'll look like bits of bone has actually chipped away. So now I'm taking a white eyeliner. Again, this one is by NYX, and I'm using this to highlight the areas between the hollows and the shading. Now this will really make the look pop and bring it all together. And I'm also using this to go over the front of my teeth just to make them look a little bit brighter. And now I'm just taking a black eyeliner pencil, and I'm just using that to block out any skin that still may be showing. And I felt like the back teeth needed more shading, so I'm taking the black shade from the palette again and a bigger brush and shading the teeth darker. And then just grab your black paint and a big paintbrush and continue painting down your neck, and then that is the look completed. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, guys. I had so much fun creating it. Don't forget to click the subscribe button if you are not already, and give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And yeah, that is basically it, guys. Every video this October will be Halloween tutorials. So yeah, I hope you're having a fantastic week wherever you are, and I will see you in my next video. Bye! Oh, I got it cute. Oh. This is what happens when you have a fat neck. It goes into your creases. Ugh. Well, my teeth look yellow as hell. Alrighty then. I think that's it. I think that's it. Not too bad. Not bad at all. I put a spell on you, and now you're mine.